let's jump into it, shall we? We've got some more big red here today, which has a small black splash as we've been playing it for Thoughtseize here as disruption in the main. Some Bedevils as a flexible answer. One of the things red decks, especially red more controlling decks like this, often have a hard time with is killing larger creatures, so Bedevil gives us a nice way to do that. We've got Castle Locthwain in the mana base to generate some card advantage and utility with our lands. We got some Canyon Sloughs as a cheap cycler, so 12 red-black duels there. And then on the sideboard, we've got things like Grasp of Darkness, Extra Bedevil, and Contempt to round out the black splash. The basic idea of this deck, if you haven't seen it before, is we look to play one of our 7 2-mana accelerants on turn 2, and then we've got powerful 4-mana spells and 5-mana spells. There's 4 Glorybringers there, not that you can tell because of Arena. Ahead of curve, and yeah. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games like this and see how it goes. I can't believe I missed the first few Morrowind streams after years of asks you didn't bring back Knife Cat. I wanted, yeah, I played. It'd been longer since I played through most of Skyrim, and I wanted to play through, Morrowind. It had been a while, so. It's been fun. I snuck on last night. We're going to fit in a little extra ones here and there. Hey, look, the volume got louder, so it's the Amonkhet game board. The Great Ogsby! Thank you for the half-year support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Sorry, was tweeting something scathing about Magic Arena. Yeah, this is probably fine. Mom's Den, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. And Grey Pax, thank you for 3/4 of a year. Yeah, I knew that there was a mod that scales Morrowind difficulty based on character level, but I want a more authentic experience than that. I also wouldn't be surprised if that conflicts with like the Morrowind Rebirth mod. A lot of times things like that aren't super compatible. Hey, thanks for the 12 months, Alistair Stone. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, those are some choices. I really don't have targets for Claim the Firstborn. I think I'm just taking the Wish Rider, I guess. Jared! I know you're a professor before. Any advice for online courses? I don't, unfortunately. I only ever taught in person. That's not something I had to experience. I'm doing well this morning. The kids' remote learning is going well enough. Christy's back to work, and that's been okay so far. We'll see if that changes as things mature. Oh, that's a good question. Are you teaching or taking them? I took a number of online classes when I was in school, but never taught online. Amonkhet music is fire. Sure. It's just also fire at the appropriate volume of everything else. And it's not just the music that gets louder. All of the in-game sound effects get louder when you're on this board. Like the Woe Strider sacrificing things is louder. Really? They just put that in their hand. That surprised me. I kind of expected them to attack with this and block. And then, like, claim the firstborn, my egg token. But I'll take that in a pinch, for sure. I think we just get the Glorybringer going, huh? Just, like, start running down their board here. Hey, Clinton. Thanks for 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Her company does not currently have a plan published for how soon they intend to have people back in the office, so we'll assess that when we get to that bridge. Christy also has, so she could technically take 4 weeks of unpaid leave with the new baby in the first year after she's born as well and have her job protected. So she has another 4 weeks she can take at some point. Subtle Exudation, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We just play second Phoenix out here, right? Just get a couple of good blockers. Let's gum the board up nice. That was a good draw. I was about to say this is super obnoxious as always, so glad that we picked that up. How low are you setting the bar for deck submissions to Zendikar Rising? I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that. What's up?
Daddy.
What's up?
Daddy.
Declan.
Daddy.
Declan.
Daddy.
Declan. Declan. Well, I was kind of hoping to draw a land there with Karn, so naturally we missed.
What they were saying?
Hey, December Black, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Azumael, thank you for the 24 months. I appreciate the 2 years.
You're just gonna like put the land out?
I was looking for a land. I missed one.
Wait, what is that dragon card you used?
That's my dragon. It's the Glorybringer. He's going to bring glory to the Swowstrider.
Well...
Glory right into the graveyard.
We didn't buy it.
Let's go ahead and destroy the Witch's Oven here with the Abrade. So they'll take 4 here with Glorybringer. They're going to get to bring the cat back, so they'll be at 15.
There's an owl, and they just have... like,
I do have an owl.
guy just has like a dog.
Yep. Our owl's way cooler than dog.
Cool too, though. Well, I think this was cool,
Alright, our opponent has decided they're done playing Magic with us. Bedevil is easy in. Cage is easy in, obviously. Sweltering Suns is probably okay here, right? Like, it kills basically everything that they do. Bonecrusher Giant is not stellar in this matchup because they have ways to sacrifice their things. I think this is actually a Thoughtseize out matchup.
Who are you talking to?
Hey, thanks, Moms. Oh, right. We hosted you doing Runeterra stuff. I knew your username looked familiar.
What are you saying?
I'm talking to the people. See all these different words in here? These are different people on the internet who are watching us play games right now. You know how you watch people play games? People watch your dad play games. That's what my job is. Hey, KPY, thanks for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
So I just watched like videos like made like a long time ago.
That's true. People are watching your dad live right now, but then other people watch recorded videos too. So it's kind of the same. I think this is how I want to board. Maybe Contempt could be okay, but it's a little expensive if they sacrifice their thing in response. I don't get the life anyways. I think I'm okay with this.
Whoa, they're both dragons, except they're both.
Yeah, we're this dragon. We're Ugin. They have Nico Bolas.
So one of them are like the dark dragon, we're like the white dragon.
Yeah, basically. I think this is fine. We're on the draw. Obviously, we'd love to see a second red for Sweltering Suns, but if we draw like a Mobilized District, we can still cast Karn on 3. So we'll go tapped Castle Locthwain into Mountain Guardian Idol. We have this dragon in our hand, the Glorybringer. He's a desert dragon.
Oh. Wait, do you have a normal Glorybringer? Why do you have two like dark Glorybringer?
I said light, not white. The light dragon and the dark dragon.
Dark. Oh, he looks darker.
So we'll see here if they want to take my sweeper, if they want to take the Guardian Idol. We are light on mana, so they might try and punk us out here by taking the Guardian Idol. Nailed the land drop there. Our deck does play a lot of mana sources. We've got 7 pieces of ramp in the artifact mana, and then we've got a number of others as well. So this kind of makes our sweeper inefficient since it lets their thing draw cards when it dies. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and 1-for-1 the Sweltering Suns here. There's also a pretty big incentive to do this right away because our hand's so full of 4-drops. So like hopefully we'll draw an untapped land next turn and then start playing these out. What's up? Man, your claws are long, dude. I think we need to cut your nails. Missing the land drop here after they have Dreadhorde, Butcher, Blood Artist probably means we're dead. Hey, what's going on, dude? Light? Yeah, so I kind of liked doing the evening stream last night too. And I was talking to Christy, and I think once the new Magic set drops next week, in order to fit in the mix of Runeterra and Magic stuff that I want to do, I might try and do a number of split stream days. Because, like, doing more than, like, 3 hours... 5th land here's great. Doing more than, like, 3 hours in the morning's gonna get tough with Christy at work, too. So I might try and do, like, 3 hours in the morning and then another 3 hours in the evening. See how that works. What's up? I can't hear you, dude. You mumbled. You want to play a game after this? I told you we could definitely play a game tonight when I'm done, okay? No, we're playing cards to work, bud. So, Blood Artist unfortunately makes Phoenix pretty mediocre. Because, like, while Phoenix can chump block this, I take 2 when the Phoenix dies, and then I take another 2 when the egg sacrifices to bring this back. Which game? Oh, the game with the guys on screen where we walked around? That's Morrowind. Well, we can't play that one this morning, but maybe we can play it next time, okay? Daddy has a schedule of which games he plays when, and this morning we're doing card games. Sometimes I play different games like the Morrowind game. So I assume they're going to attack for 5 here. I should block. Like, blocking technically saves me 1 point of damage. This card is just super obnoxious. I think Andrew the other day described it best. This is like, it's secretly a prison card. Like, it doesn't look like it, but it definitely just, like, locks you out of taking game actions. It makes it so just like all of your choices suck. Hey, Fearburger, thanks for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Bring me around. I think I need to cycle this Mind Stone. I really need to find an answer to the Blood Artists here. I guess Glorybringer is kind of an answer. We're going to get to kill one of them at least. We're going to 8 here. And then when Glorybringer kills 1, we'll go to 6. We'll start with Karn and plus it here.
I will defend my house. You may regret that choice.
Once the Glorybringer kills this Blood Artist, the Phoenix blocking the Wellspring means we only take 2. So that's nice. For little bars. Those are the audio levels. So you see when I'm talking, this middle one bounces up green. That's my microphone. And then this one here is the game sound. We can hear the game sound right now because it's on my headphones. You can hear it. So those little bars tell your dad that people can hear his sound okay. So the people at home can hear us. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, Momsten. Like, he watches, like, Minecraft and Roblox and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see, like, when they understand my job. Will it be novel, or will it be like, oh, you play card games? and not Fortnite. Yep, yeah, every time the microphone picks up my voice or your voice, that little bar goes up. Okay, that's an answer to the other Blood Artist here. I'm just down-ticking Karn here. Gonna start making some tokens so we can get offensive. Don't do that, bud. You trying to trigger the bar? Okay, so we're basically hoping to fade Mayhem Devils and more Blood Artists at this point. Okay, so on this attack with the Wellspring, I need to chump block with this token. So that way I'm not that on board. Because if I block with the Phoenix and then the egg sacrifices next turn, I'll be at 1 and then they can sacrifice something to kill me. So, we just have a Sweltering Suns in exile. They're at 15. I guess we'll start by... What if I just spam the board with Karn tokens? I have 8 mana total here. I can go, like, make a Karn token. Oh, we are just dead to them doing that, aren't we? Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so we're just dead then?
Goes up a lot.
You think I'm loud?
Very loud when that card goes up. It's very loud.
Does this let me live? This means I'm not dead yet, right? Okay. So now we could do this. And then we can Glory Bang the Blood Artist. I think I'm attacking with the Phoenix too to try and close this game out. If they draw a removal spell for the construct, I still have Guardian Idol. Alright, one is not none. Yeah, I mean, if you end the game at more than one life, you couldn't possibly have used all your resources efficiently, right? Wow, I cannot believe they conceded there.
You won!
We did. Dad's a little surprised. I was not expecting to get that one. Alright, sure. Yeah, I mean, this big red deck's been sweet every time we've played it in the past. It's definitely one that's up on the website for a reason. There's a lot of back and forth.
Okay, yeah. Now that...
Oh, they tapped tower.
Oh,
So they could have just towered plus ovened us. Yeah, good call.
Guys, so I don't know who will win. Because you have the same guys around, and now I don't know who will win. I just believe both of you guys are the same. Was you watching a show?
He is. Would you like to go watch the show?
Okay.
You can watch with them if you want.
I have a question. Why did you make me watch educational shows?
Why do I make you watch educational shows? Because occasionally I want you to learn something. You can go watch regular shows if you want. I love you.
I don't stay in here.
Okay, you're welcome to stay. I just thought maybe you were only in here because you thought you had to watch educational shows.
Well, you know, I only have 2 classes after this.
You only have 2 classes after this? That's good.
Like 4 today. Well, if my last class gets canceled, I only have 3 today. Yeah.
So we get to Bonecrusher Giant stomp this year. Hopefully they play something else out that we can stomp next turn and we could go Mobilized District Mindstone stomp. This show is educational. It teaches me how to read. Hopefully they play a priest or something here. Perfect. That's actually interesting. So I think with the Thoughtseize draw, we actually stomp this and then Thoughtseize them. So that way we can try and clear like a collecting company before it happens. Man, that is a hand. I think I'm just supposed to take Collected Company, but that does not bode well for our hero. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying Runeterra, Dirty Digits. Thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. Okay, that's not a terrible pickup if we can find some mana. I get to go Mindstone into Giant here, which trades for this nicely in combat. And then hopefully Scion of Urza here is going to help us find some lands.
You always get up to like yellow. You always get up to yellow.
Yep. Yeah, getting the volume thing into yellow is a good goal. You want to try and keep it out of the red, though. Because when it goes into red, it clips.
Why?
Because it means it's too loud for the microphone. I expect we'll see Midnight Reaper come down here. And then I think even with the Reaper here, if they attack, I'm definitely supposed to trade. They get to draw a card, but I'm pretty okay with that. Bonecrusher Giant, like, already killed something else, and their average card draw is much worse than Mayhem Devil. Jund's a very popular archetype. Jund and Goblins are probably the 2 most popular archetypes in the format at the moment. So, unfortunately, the way my mana lines up, even though this is a 6th mana, I can't Bedevil and Bonecrusher Giant because I have 3 colorless sources. So I think I'm Karn. Honestly, I kind of like Karn down ticking here. Just like make a 2/2 to defend ourselves against the Midnight Reaper.
Noise, like coming from the game. There's not that much like noise for like the game one. Like how much the game. The game one's not even at like yellow yet.
Yeah, all the deck lists on my website are kept up to date. Redlocks. I think Goblin Rune Blaster is still excellent. It's fine against the ramp decks that exist, and it's also fine against control decks in the format. Well, opponent appears to be RNGing us with Citadel here. So again, Runeterra, Historic is a very combo-centric format. So we were very much in control of this game, and then our opponent drew their combo enabler and then killed us with very little player agency. We do get some extra hate cards post-board. I get to bring in these Grafdiggers cages and trim these Bonecrushers, bring these Sweltering Suns. We did get to red a little bit, you're right. Again, going to go ahead and just trim Thoughtseize here like I did last game, because for the most part, your opponent's just going to peel stuff off the top of your deck and kill you anyways. So I'd rather have more things like this that lock them out or can respond to their things. I think we're boarding just like we did against the last one. The opponent won.
I can't tell who won because you both have the same guy.
Don't spend all this sub money in one place. Unfortunately, all of that sub money is going to go into one place, and that place is Declan's stomach. Because Declan likes to eat. Do you like to eat? Do you? You do? Okay. I just check it. Or maybe a new pair of headphones. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year, kids, right?
Same character every time. That's my question.
Is this a mulligan? Hey, this is fine. Hopefully we'll draw a land in our first 2 draw steps to be able to play a 4-drop on 3.
What?
Perfect. Yeah, I think this big red deck's super reasonable. It's our 3rd time or 4th time playing it on stream now. It's up on the site. It's felt reasonably competitive every time. You still get got sometimes, obviously, like that first game in this set, but that happens to any deck in this format. Historic's got a lot of combos in it. When are the continued Mario streams going to happen? As I can fit them in, Wargy. So I was actually, I talked about this a little bit a second ago. Oh, sorry, kid. So, pause game before we talk about schedule. I think I'm supposed to Karn this turn, because Karn makes me most likely to hit my land drop next turn, and if I get to start dragoning on 4, we can hopefully take this game over. I liked doing the second evening stream last night, so I think starting next week, after talking about it with Christy, I'm going to try a split stream schedule, where I do like 6 hours a day, but do like 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening to allow me to fit in the amount of Magic and Runeterra and Morrowind type stuff I want to do. What's the bottom bar? And that one is for when I don't use anymore, so it doesn't pop up.
Wait, why does that pop up?
It doesn't pop up because I don't use it.
Then what happened when you used posting head when that happens? What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Huh?
2, 3.
We'll start with this.
3.
Nailed it. Okay, so do we... This is probably a collected company turn, right? Hey, Redlocks, thanks for 7 months. Yeah, replay features on Twitch don't really make sense because I have a YouTube channel, and I'd rather people watch replays on my YouTube channel.
2, 4, 10.
What if I just dragon this turn, but don't... What if I dragon this turn, but just don't exert it? That's an interesting thought. If we Suns, they can't Coco. That's not true. They float mana in response to the Suns. I could have abraded the Goose, which would force them to Coco, and then Sweltering Suns. Maybe we're supposed to do that. I kind of like holding the Abrade for an artifact, though, too. Because I have so much creature removal.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, bud. I love you, but if you're going to be in here, you can't be loud, okay? I know it's really cool. If you want, when I'm done working today... you can come in here and we can play with the little bar while you talk, okay? Or I could set it up on your computer upstairs. Your computer can run this program too. The laptop that's used for Skull. Does this deck want the new Landfall Minotaur spell? No. That card does not solve any problems that our archetype has. They're trying to figure out if they want to attack my Planeswalker or not. I feel like them attacking my Planeswalker is a net win for me. Declan?
Actually, like a microphone into this though.
You do, but your computer has a microphone, right? That's how you talk to your teachers?
I think so, but I don't know. I think it always comes from like Jacob's microphone.
No, it's the microphone on your computer.
Well, I don't see a microphone though.
Okay, if they have nothing else here... Huh. So, the goose there is actually a pretty good hit for them because the goose means they can sack this food. So if I Sweltering Suns, my opponent can sack the food to deal the last point of damage to my Glorybringer with that. So I think I want to Glorybringer kill Mayhem Devil first to try and force their hand. Although I guess that means I don't get... Yeah, I'm going to attack their face here and exert kill the Mayhem Devil. Because the geese mean I can't kill their Planeswalker, unfortunately. Nah, I think reruns on Twitch largely just don't make sense as a creator, Mom's Den. I think trying to diversify platforms is generally a good thing in terms of making sure your income comes from multiple sources. If a Mountain in Exile we can grab with this. So I would prefer to try and cultivate something of an audience on YouTube in addition to Twitch overall. No, I'm gonna hold the Abrade. The Abrade to kill Citadel. Like, I'm taking 4 points of damage here. But, like, using the Abrade to gain 3 doesn't seem particularly exciting when I'm at the life total I'm at currently. Why would I grab Chandra 6 when I don't have 6 mana sources?
Everyone is expendable.
Vraska eating the food. Glorybringer here, really showing what an excellent mid-range threat it is. Just taking over full control of this game. Now I think I probably want to grab the Chandra here. This game's likely into garbage time at this point with the Abrade in our hand as a destroy target Citadel card. Also have the fact that we're like really pressuring their life total here, and pressuring their life total is valuable in the face of Citadel. The lower their life total is, the less they can utilize Citadel. I think I want to hold up Abrade in case they Citadel us next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and just play this. Attack them for 4, and then they'll be dead on board. Sometimes Mean Bean, the exact time your Prime sub runs up and when you can renew it isn't exactly the same. So hopefully it'll be available again in a couple hours. Yeah, changing time slots is definitely tough. Like, I was talking about what Wargy mentioned. I think I'm gonna try and do a little bit of a split schedule and do some evening slots as well, and see if we can garner a little bit of a live audience on the off time as well. Oh, it went off last week, but I haven't been able to get to the stream today. I would, if you're on a desktop computer, I would check your, does it say when it's available again? It should say available on X date. See if it possibly got used somewhere else. You should be able to see where it's been used at. Hey, the Wargy, thanks for the sub-gift. I appreciate it. Is this good enough on the draw? My opponent's also a Thoughtseize deck, so, like, what's good enough varies. I think I'm going to keep this. Like, Thoughtseize, my opponent being a Thoughtseize deck means they're likely to pick my hand apart anyways, and this guaranteed plays a ramp spell on 2, and I'm just going to hope to peel a good spell or 2. So, it could have been right to maybe wait to play this on 2, but if they draw a Thoughtseize, that wouldn't be great. We're killing my Mind Stone instead of my Cage. That's interesting. I'd have to check. It's been a while since I've dug into the nitty-gritty of the Twitch TOS, but I think the Twitch TOS actually says you have to be like 13 to make a channel, even with parental consent. Yeah, the killing the stone instead of Cage could indicate they have another one. For sure. What do we think about Dragon on defense? Because I'm gonna Chandra downtick next turn anyways, right? Obviously worse if they have a removal spell, but I think I like that. Like, exerting this turn doesn't sound super exciting. I, like, give up a 4-ball, but, like, it wouldn't be untapping next turn anyways. "13 years old." Look at that. Yeah, I thought 13 was the age. Felidar Retreat will be the new Reclamation Field of the Dead. That's a interesting claim. 4-mana enchantment that doesn't impact the board the turn you cast it is usually not game-breaking. Reclamation at least, like, gave you the mana back the turn you played it. So, it feels a little bit bad that they get to kill my Glorybringer here, but they were going to get to kill the Glorybringer regardless, right? Because, like, with the Mayhem Devil, when I play Chandra and sweep next turn, they were going to get to sacrifice things, so... Although I suppose if I would have killed Woestrider, maybe that wouldn't have been possible. I guess they have Phyrexian Tower. Maybe I should have just killed Woestrider with Exert. I feel like if you're not leaving the Great Henge in the control matchup, I'm confused as to why it's in your deck. I would assume that the control matchup is where you want your card advantage.
Anyone who stands in my way is getting sizzled.
The Mythic Invitational starts tomorrow. Yeah, but that would require that I take 3 more points of damage in combat that turn, Greg, and my deck doesn't really have a way to gain life, so I think going to, like, 5 life potentially here is the way I lose the game. So I definitely don't think I take a hit last turn. I think the possible difference of decisions is maybe I should have attacked and exerted. Once I didn't attack and exert, I was committed to blocking, so I just can't take that big of a hit. Worth noting that Grafdigger's Cage keeps this Woe Strider in the bin, which is great. Feels like we're sliding into garbage time here. The sack matchup with this deck feels pretty good. The first game that we lost in this set, like, they had to peel Citadel, and then they had to have an insane turn with Citadel while we were tapped out with a Abrade in our hand. I really hope Chandra Heart of Fire has a good home in Standard after rotation happens. Card's been really sweet in this archetype. Cage does make our Phoenix worse, but that's fine. It makes their deck way worse than it makes our Phoenix. Well, I mean, at least we're not drawing those lands this turn.
Hope it's not too hot for ya.
Yeah, plus 1, don't draw lands for the next 3 turns is like pretty good rate.
Getting a little warm.
Both these Chandras making Mobilized District really cheap to activate is great. Yeah, Mobilized District's really good. It's been another card that's like been impressive in this archetype. Super reasonable with our Planeswalkers. Yeah, and all of our 4-power flying creatures are just quite excellent. Icy Boy, thanks for the sub gift. I appreciate it. Hope you're staying safe out there. No companion, so no information about what they're playing. This hand might be bad to keep. It needs some mana. Usually I don't like to keep hands that don't have 3 mana sources in this deck. Thoughtseize is kind of drawing me in. Good versus aggro and bad versus ramp. Yeah, it's not great versus ramp. It's like, to set a low bar, this deck is better against ramp than most decks like this, because sometimes you just like have Rekindling Phoenix on 3, Glorybringer on 4, and run them down. But yeah, in general, the ramp matchup's not ideal. You take their Planeswalker. Lucho with the 3/4 of a year. And JMP with the 41 months. Thanks for keeping me around. Vanu with the sub gift. A couple of sub gifts. Welcome, folks. Hey, JMP. Yeah, I'm hoping Zendikar brings some life back into Standard 2. If you haven't checked out Runeterra, I'd highly recommend taking a peek at that one. Game's been a lot of fun. Mindstone here is like, obviously we would prefer to land that cast Bedevil, but this is definitely second best. Okay, that doesn't cast Bedevil, but Rekindling Phoenix is stellar here. It just blocks for forever. Really, really love this card in general. Definitely one of my favorites. So, I think their deck doesn't have any traditional reach in the form of burn, so I think I actually just kill the 1/1 here, and then plan to kill this other 1/1 to keep their Lovestruck Beast from attacking me. I'm gonna hold this back just in case they have a 1/1, obviously. Bedevil and Abrade really showing their excellent flexibility, killing things like Great Henge and killing things like Citadel. Okay, just hoping to draw lands for the next couple turns, huh? They could have another Lovestruck Beast, right? Because this doesn't impact tokens. Yeah, opponent might be getting Comcasted here. It's Comcastic. Nah, it's only game 1, so I usually wouldn't assume malice in a game 1. Real life takes priority over video games, chat. Maybe their kids doing remote learning and needed help with the computer. Maybe their doorbell rang. Maybe their pizza finished. Maybe they got disconnected because of their internet provider being crap. So, I think because I'm untapping with Bedevil up here, my plan this turn is to Abrade their Great Henge and then attack them for 4, because should they play out a 1/1 next turn, I can Bedevil it before they attack me. And if they play out 2 1/1s, I can Bedevil one of the Lovestruck Beasts before they kill me. I want to try and get this game closed out here. That's true. The animation on Chandra's trigger is excellent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, looks to be disconnected. Oh, and we're back. Alright, so this matchup, bring in the cheap removal. Thoughtseize comes out. Chandra Heart of Fire is actually a card we trim here, and it was okay there. I like Ugin because it kills larger threats, which is great. Extra Bedevil kills their henge. Honestly, I've got 4 Sweltering Suns in here. This might be too many. I might want a third Abrade in the sideboard. Could be reasonable. Abrade is just super flexible. Come watch a headlining tournament where the world's best players cast a 6-mana creature and either win the game or put a Willy Goblin onto the battlefield. This event will definitely reinforce that Magic isn't gambling. He's mulligan here. Keeps bottom the backup card. Is Papa Ugin worth considering? Yeah, it just hurts a lot of our stuff too, Wargy. And 8 mana's a lot. Oh, I'm super dumb, dude. Light. Yeah, that'll be up today. It'll be the first turn Terror deck. I apologize. I forgot. Evening streams are out of schedule. I even told you it was fine to donate, and then I forgot that you did because it was new. I'm a big dumb. Speaking of big dumb, I want to abrade this, so I should have put a tap land into play here. Hoping they just can't attack with this turn. Yeah, I'm going to have to take 2 points of damage next turn I shouldn't have taken. So, yeah, rough. Probably dead here. I would be at 13 here if I had played better, or be at 4 now. Yeah, I'd be dead regardless, right? Okay, so at least my mistake didn't matter. Tough game where we're on the draw. They had land war elves on the play, not a whole lot we could do there. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Let's run it back. Oh, for Scut Swarm Landfall. I missed that one earlier, Cheetos. If you're still here, I'll make sure to get that one edited. I think the more interesting metric is what I tweeted out, Marty. So the Historic Invitational this weekend, it looks like about half the field, or maybe a little more than that, is playing Phyrexian Tower decks. Which I think that is probably more noteworthy than anything. More so even than how they split up other things. I think I just Guardian Idol here rather than stomping the 1/1. Hey, Dannon. It's the 25 months. X is its power. It's a sweet one. Now, I think printing more pushed answers into this format would be a net negative for it. Rather than when you scale up the power level of all the cards in your format, you create an arms race that results in fewer cards being playable. In my opinion, the appropriate thing that Wizards often fails to do with their non-rotating formats is they should be powering down the format, not powering it up. So rather than bringing other things up to match, I would prefer they bring the power level of everything else down. Harlequin, thanks for the 27 months. Welcome back. Looking at formats like Legacy, for example, look at the incredible depth of the card pool, but look at how few cards actually see play. I just got Rangers Guiled, and we deserve to lose by a lot. Woof. Woof. Definitely prefer Magic as an open deck list format. Super dead here now. Yeah, that would be the only thing in my opinion that the power level should increase on in historic currently is the mana bases should be better. I would like more consistent mana. This matchup seems hard. I'm gonna take a peek at our sideboard here and reassess what our removal suite looks like. I think I want like some 2 mana kill target things, like some Heartless Acts probably. Do I want a 3rd Heartless Act in here? Sweltering Suns is kind of whatever. I guess Sweltering Suns is pretty good against goblins. Let's do that. Originally, I had Grasp of Darkness to hedge Hazoret, but there just haven't been a lot of Hazorets in this format. So I think I'd rather hedge the mono green deck, because I think that deck is pretty reasonable. I also think it's a pretty challenging matchup for us. I prefer Painlands over Fastlands. Give me both. Both, please. Both, please, and full sets of them. Don't give me half sets of them like we have in Pioneer. Lukewarm take. Magic's more fun when you have good mana. I would also like to say that the upcoming dual lands that we're getting in Zendikar I think are awesome, and I'm really glad we're getting all 10 of them in the next 2 sets. So I am super excited that this new dual land cycle that they're printing, it looks phenomenal. This is low-key one of the best draws in our deck here against blue-white control. Having a Weakened Inferno in our opener, also probably big game here. Okay, since we drew this, I'm just going to cast a 4/3, play around Censor here. Anybody, any OG paper boomers in chat remember playing Jund in Modern with Marsh Flats and Misty Rainforests? Where my paper boomers at? Here's my Jund deck. Off color fetches, yep. I remember not being able to afford it, yep. Yep. OG Jund and Modern, I remember rolling into my LGS with 27 lightning bolts. Listen, I'm pretty sure that 27 lightning bolt memories makes you like a magic dinosaur, not a boomer. That's like a prehistoric era of the game. Man, getting a seal away used on a Bonecrusher Giant while we have Rekindling Phoenix in hand feels great. Feels great. There's a Phoenix in Exile too? I wonder if they have another one. Alright, I have a question that I already know the answer to, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it anyways, because I know Twitch chat wants to respond. Should I Stone Rain my opponent with these Abrades? Who wants to kill some Mind Stones? Always Stone Rain, yep. Give me Stone Rain or give me death. That's true. We're really not going to use them for anything else. I think I'm just passing here, and I'm going to hold up a Breed / Stomp Your Face. We have a Glorybringer and a Phoenix in exile here. All of our utility lands here are excellent this matchup. They have a Field of Ruin, but like, I have plenty of utility lands. You like it when I step on you, opponent? Are you into that?
The time has come.
Do you have main deck Aether Gust? Commit to memory. Whew. Lordy, lordy. Lordy, lordy. That's a good one. That's a good one. Marginally less offensive than Aether Gust. And now I expect them to Field of Ruin us to shuffle the Chandra back into our deck.
Are you certain of your decision?
So we're 100% playing Narset. Yeah, all these decks are. Another commit?
Stay back. I'm an explosively good pilot. Hope
They
it's not
gave me Chandra rather than giving me Phoenix? Really? They have, like, Conqueror's Death next turn? They didn't have commit. They must have Conqueror's Death, right? But, like, even then, I got an emblem on them. Like, getting one emblem here seems huge. Like, they're at 14. I mean, Teferi minus isn't that good. Like, it's a temporary solution to a very permanent problem. I was honestly kind of surprised they didn't field one of my utility lands.
Is it just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
I think I play around, settle the wreckage here, and only attack with one Mobilized District. They could have approach. Approach is definitely how we lose this game, I think. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is land number 8. Goodbye, Shark. The Oratog! Thank you for the 27 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Just keeping me around. I'll grab a Phoenix out of exile here.
Now return.
Drop that into play. So they're going to 7 here. Their Azcanta's ready to flip. Did they fix the tower bug? You must be new here. So pretty clean in and out here. We bring in a bunch of ways to kill planeswalkers, some more top end threats. We cut Abrades and Bonecrusher Giants. Love it. To bring in a third big Chandra, third little Chandra. Who submitted this F&M deck? Our deck's great. This is our third time playing it. It's up on my website. I forgot it was bugged when I tweeted that. Thanks for the reminder on that one, Seth. Magic's been good the last couple of days, AGH. Like I said, now that I understand the format better post Field of the Dead ban, it's reasonable and fairly easy to pick out decks and understand what matchups they need to concede and which ones they're playable in. I've been enjoying the format as a whole a very reasonable amount. Maybe I'm not supposed to jam here into Censor, didn't get punished. Come seal away. Come seal away. Come seal away with me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Go ahead and cycle one of these. Ooh. Show me all secrets. We shall bring the glory, Soulstar. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Giant dragons blowing through ya. Settle me, daddy. Ah, yeah, you know just what I like. We'll bang for glory. Now they do have approach in their hand here. I do need to kill them before this card kills us. This is a real concern here. Now, hopefully their play here is going to be Teferi, Tuck, Chandra, and then we'll glory bang the Shark and the Teferi.
Let's slow this down.
Just like we drew it up, chat. Would like to draw a land here so we can Karn plus Glorybringer. Right? That math works out. Yep.
Until some solutions must be found.
Just like we drew it up, chat. Just like we drew it up. That being said, they are at 6 lands and 18 life, so like This approach to second sun here is probably happening. Yep. They're up to 25, so, like, they need to get back to that one theoretically, but they could also... They could also just, like, have a second one in their hand here.
Anyone who stands in my way is... Aw, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on the sweater already, but you keep on forgetting. What's your dragon down? Am I dead yet? Are we dead, actually? So they get to draw 4 with this. Puts them to here. So we're not quite dead yet. What is Dune? I've seen a couple people mention that. I'm gonna be honest and I don't know what Dune is.
Is it just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
It's a movie based off an old book. Okay. It's a movie. I wasn't sure if it was a movie or a video game.
You bet I'm passionate about pyromancy.
Okay. This at least makes my constructs 2 bigger. So if they have, like, 8th land plus opt, they could kill us next turn. Definitely can't play around another Subtle Wreckage here. Gotta just pressure them. So they get to Sphinx's Revelation, get this far, then they draw this for the turn. So they definitely have series of plays that kill us here. Or let them win the game more specifically. Land, Hieroglyphic Illumination. They showed us one of those earlier. We've not seen Up, but they're definitely playing Illumination. This is where I would use my Ezreal sweating emote if I had one. Okay, so my Karn has what in exile? He has a Thoughtseize in exile. No, the Glorybringer is not exiled with Karn. I can, however, get a Thoughtseize. I think the winning line starts there to try and clear the way. Okay, so their hand's got a bunch of nothing in it. So I have to draw... If I draw Glorybringer off of either of these Mind Stones, we kill them. Man, getting combo killed feels miserable. I guess I should have taken the approach when we Thoughtseize them earlier instead of prioritizing getting my Chandra down. Yeah, Chandra draws 3, but if I draw 3 with Chandra, I no longer have lethal with a Glorybringer, is the issue. So I think we're just dead now.
It's now or never.
So again, for people not familiar, they've already cast Approach the Second Sun once, which gained them 7 life, which put the game out of reach for us. Honestly, with how Planeswalker light their deck is, I'm gonna cut these 2 Contempts and board 2 Bonecrusher Giants back in. It's just a cheap threat. Yeah, I probably should have prioritized Thoughtseizing the Approach the Second Sun early in that game, as opposed to thinking I could reset. They didn't have any lands at the time, but like, the odds of them drawing well were reasonable. They'd like just hit a bunch of land drops and then we're able to do the thing. Were they at 9 or 8 there? They were at 9. They were at 9 with 3 Chandra emblems, and I could give them a 4th emblem. Take the card that kills you. Yeah, I guess. Like, they had to draw 4 lands in a row, 3 lands in a row. They also had 2 Dovin's Veto, and it's cool, so we didn't have 8 points of damage. Yeah, this hand's great. You get to go this, into this, into this. Definitely just running headlong into Censor here. Let's make some threats. Just try and attack him down. Does it have an animation when it wins? No, of course not. Arena is an indie game made by a budget studio with working with a shoestring. Come on now. It's honestly embarrassing how few animations are in this application. Especially coming from playing Runeterra. You have settled me. Instigate and immolate. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total mana here. No, 8. I'm wrong. 5, 6, 7, 8. I would like a 9th. Just like that. Nailed it. Dragon to start. I'm definitely on the just empty out my hand plan here. Love that we got a seal away out of their hand before I play this Rekindling Phoenix. I'm going to start by plussing Karn here, because I want them to make a decision of what they're giving me with Karn before they know I have a Rekindling Phoenix. So I want them to make this decision, and then I will give them more information. So I want them to make their choices with as little information as possible. And then next turn we'll probably start drawing cards with Chandra. And try and dragon them here, I think. You gonna tell me to settle down again here? Maybe another seal away? Pretty sure we just bedevil this to prioritize pushing points of damage here. So this puts them to 5. This puts them to 3. Even if they sweep. Protecting the Rekindling Phoenix from trading with the Shark means that they have, like, Wrath of God. I keep my Burden play, which is valuable. Yeah. So we lost game 2 there, but I definitely think if I Thoughtseize differently, we probably end up winning game 2. Go ahead and play one more with this. I like this archetype. Did I put this in the high potential section on the site? I forget if I put it fan favorite or high potential. If it's not high potential, it definitely should be. Past Jeff did put in the high potential section. Good job, Past Jeff. God bless us. Shock myself, Thoughtseize, you basic mountain player. Oh, double Muxus, is that all? Yeah, I think we're dead. Do I just even try it? I think I just don't even show my cards. I think we just concede and get to our post-board games. This is 66 cards. Abrade's probably worse than some of my other spot removal. Karn Scion of Urza is probably a game I don't, or a game of card I probably don't have time to really use here. Let's try this. Yeah, definitely agree that Karn is slow here. So no black mana, but has Cage into Mind Stone into Dragon. So I think we keep and just hope to peel one of our 16 black sources. Has Thoughtseize out a bad move against goblins? I think so. They have a number of high impact cards. So like while it feels bad to cast Thoughtseize against their just purely aggressive draws, being able to tag things like Kranko and Muxus is really important. Okay. So working out really well so far. We hit our black source, so we hit a third land, so we get to Rekindling Phoenix here too. I'd like to block. Hey, what you working with? Go, Gadget 4/3 flyer. I wonder if they will spend double red cap melee killing my Rekindling Phoenix here. Yeah, so if I block here, they castle, pump, trade, and then red cap melee to kill the token, which isn't a good exchange for me. Oh, right. Phoenix isn't coming back because of Cage. It's symmetrical. Yeah, good call. Good call. All right, let's just start attacking them then. Symmetry, chat. Symmetry. Symmetrical hate cards. The year of our Lord 2020. That's how you know Cage came out more than a year ago originally. Yep. So I assume Glorybringer is going to eat a red cap melee. I actually kind of think they probably don't realize Rekindling Phoenix isn't coming back. I feel like if they knew that, they probably would have capped it by now. Yeah, I mean, the mana rocks are a big part of what make this archetype that we're playing playable. They allow you to play acceleration that also has utility when you don't need the mana. Like, this archetypes live and die by hitting their resources on time. Hey, Pure Punker, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Persimic Gift sounds good. I'll get that added to the deck after I'm done today. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up Guardian Idol, I think, here. And then trade Guardian Idol plus Heartless Act for their goblins here. So we have exerted to kill the Prospector. Yeah, I just autopiloted and assumed they were going to sequence their card at the right time. I missed the fact that they messed up. You're right. I made a mistake after they made a mistake. Sometimes you play soccer instead of Magic. Well, to be fair, Cage stops Muxus, right? So, like, we're in an okay spot, all things considered. They're drawing a brick here. I mean, we had 5 mana sources, right? God bless Grafdigger's Cage, huh? Glory be to the giant dragon, chat. Glory be. Am I supposed to trim Thoughtseize on the draw? I'm gonna trim some of them. I'm gonna bring in these 2 Abrades. Hey, to Norca from very orange, California. Thanks for the 15 months. I hope you're staying safe out there. I know, on top of the whole global pandemic thing, there's a lot of other insanity. Parts of the country are burning, parts are experiencing hurricanes, climate change is definitely real. Please elect people to office that believe that. My children would like a planet to live on. Please elect people to office that will address climate change. Thank you. I feel like there's a happier version of myself somewhere currently living in a world where an election wasn't stolen from Al Gore by the Supreme Court and we started addressing climate change a decade and a half ago. I feel like that's fun to think about. Okay, Mind Stone's good. Means that we could potentially Dragon them next turn with the land drop. And Hex made slightly less Kickstarter promises. Untapped land. Untapped land. Alright, don't Muxus me, please. That's the thought that's going to be running through the minds of many players at the Mythic Invitational this weekend. Don't Muxus me, please. Fingers crossed, butt cheeks clenched. Hoping for the best. I think I'm supposed to use this egg to gain 3. Goodbye, friends. I was playing in the Mythic Invitational, what would I play? I have no idea. I always disliked questions like that because I'm an adult who likes to be prepared. So, like, if I have a tournament coming up and I care about the tournament, I take my prep seriously. So, like, what I would play right now is different than if Jeff was expecting to play in a tournament, because Jeff expecting to play in a tournament would put effort into it. Whereas I currently have put no effort into it. Alright, Grafdigger's Cage should lock this game up, I imagine. Yeah, Mindstone was a wonderful addition to this format. Big agree. Alright, and we stuck by goblins in the back of Grafdigger's Cage there. Again, you know, non-rotating formats, drawing your sideboard cards is very, very good. If you haven't seen this deck before, this is one of the many awesome deck lists that you are missing out on by not going to jeffhoagland.com and clicking historic decks here at the top. All the decks here are broken down by categories based on power level. This one is in the high potential section, which means that it's a deck that we've played on stream a number of times that feels really good, but hasn't put up a big tournament finish yet. You can search based on power level, you could search based on color, you could search based on archetype. For example, if I wanted black aggro decks, I could hit find decks, and it would pop me up some Jund aggro and some red-black X aggro, so I put a lot of effort into this. As far as this deck goes, I think I'm pretty happy with where we ended on today. I think the addition of Heartless Act to the sideboard to help improve the green stompy matchup makes a lot of sense, so I'm going to update the deck list on my website to reflect what this is here today. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and shift gears for the remainder of the stream. We're going to wrap things up with some more Runeterra. Between now and when the next Magic set releases, I'm planning to do just one Magic deck per day. Magic's kind of a rotato at the moment while we're waiting for new and exciting things to happen, and Runeterra just had a new set drop, so switch on over to that for the rest of the stream this afternoon. Play some Lux Leona to start.